Okay, so healing and moving on from a motherfucker, right? So a lot of people, when they hear that, they think, okay, you're getting over somebody and you're moving on to somebody else. But I want to, in so many ways, stop y'all from looking at that like that. Okay. Moving on, I don't want y'all to think about another person. Okay. When you hear moving on, oh, I'm moving on from him, oh, she moving on from me, I want y'all to think to yourself, I am moving on to a better life. I'm moving into a better version of myself. I'm moving into a healthier chapter of my life. I am moving into a state of more peace. Okay. Because I see a lot of people, they get from one person and they go to the next person, and something pop up that don't work out. They go to the next person. Something don't work out with that. They go to the next person. That don't work out. They go to the next person. What about moving on to your motherfucking self? Okay, that's what I want to encourage. And I'm such a huge fucking advocate for that, and my life speaks that because this whole time I told y'all I've been away from my kid's dad this whole entire time. All these years, what, almost maybe 4 or 5 years now, and I have not entered into another relationship. Right? Moving on does not, it's not about another person, y'all. Literally, moving on looks like getting your ass in fucking therapy. Moving on looks like journaling. Moving on looks like talking to an actual professional to help you unlearn whatever fucking behavior patterns that you had in that last relationship that fucked it up. Or maybe you had some type of childhood wound that you didn't deal with, so that is what attract that partner. That's what truly moving on looks like. You're moving on from the insecure version of you that allowed that motherfucker to disrespect you how they did. Moving on truly looks like no longer being the person who, stuck around with a person treating you a certain way. You're moving on from that lifestyle. You're moving on from that mindset. You're moving on from, that toxic jealousy streak that you had. You're moving on from that, right? And then that's whenever your aura, your energetic field, can pull to you somebody who's also in alignment with you, right? Of healing. Not somebody that's perfect, because there is no perfect person, but there are other people on this planet who they have gone through something traumatic and they are in a state of healing, and wanting better for themselves, right? So you would end up attracting to yourself somebody like that, right? But yeah, moving on is a mental thing. It's an emotional thing. It's a spiritual thing. Because if you physically move on from a person, right? Can we talk about that for a minute? If you just physically move on from a motherfucker, meaning y'all not fucking each other no more, you're not in a bed, you're not in a house, okay, cool, that's great. But if you still carry this person in your mind, you still carry them in your heart, you still carry them in your spirit, you still like soul ties, basically. That's the main focus of your healing. The healing will be, how do I heal from this soul tie? How do I, destroy this soul tie? How do I heal my mind? Heal my heart and stuff like that, right? But moving on, it's not about another person. It's you. It's you moving into a higher version of yourself, moving into a higher frequency so that you can pull to you better, But this whole moving from one person to one person to one person to one person to one person, sometimes that shit works out, but like, I don't think that people should go off of that type of method. If anything, you're just gonna do yourself further harm, because if you came from something traumatic, didn't heal from that, just got with somebody else and they traumatized your ass too, you got 2 cases of fucking traumatic shit that you have to work through. And then by the time you get to the third person, maybe they're good for you. You didn't get your ass in therapy. You didn't work on yourself. You didn't change shit about yourself. You didn't heal. Now this third person, the good person, they have to deal with you and those 2 traumatic people that you didn't heal from on your own. Right? And me personally, I don't think that shit is fair. right? So that's why I'm a huge advocate for, if you just got out of something traumatic, okay, cool, sit the fuck down, get your ass in therapy, work through that shit. Because love heals, yes, but y'all have to remember that love is an internal thing. We have to love ourselves enough to want to heal ourselves instead of trying to look for somebody else, the new person, to accept us, which they, I don't know. I just feel like there should be limits to that shit. Yes, love me and accept me for my flaws and, my scars and shit, but I don't want you to heal me, right? You didn't do this shit to me. You wasn't the one that cheated on me. You wasn't the one that left me. You didn't do shit to me. You're new. You're a new fucking person. That's not your job. It's sweet if you take that upon yourself, but it's not your fucking job. You're not my maker. You're not my fixer-upper. Like, don't be that person. Even if you're dealing with a nigga, he was with somebody that maybe wasn't so good. I don't think anybody should be the fucking fixer-upper, okay? Especially if the damage is from another person, but to each his fucking own, right? But I feel strongly that as adults, it's our job to work through our shit. Another person can love us while we work on ourselves. That's the type of love I would want. Love me while I work on myself. I don't want you to work on me. I want to work on my fucking self. Because if you can make me, you can, okay, exactly. So, just please get yourselves in fucking therapy. Like, therapy will not kill you. Like, I fucking promise you. Okay? If you came from something traumatic, get in therapy. Work through that shit. Get yourself in the gym. Start praying. Talk to God more. Just fall in love with yourself. Heal yourself. But moving on to another person and moving on to another person, you are going to be carrying. Have y'all ever heard that song by Erykah Badu, Bag Lady? Yeah, that's what she was talking about. She wasn't talking about no damn dime bag and weeds and pounds of weed. No, she was talking about fucking emotional baggage, y'all. If you went from one toxic nigga to another toxic nigga and then you out of nowhere get a good nigga, no. If you haven't healed from those two, you are likely to take it out on this new person. And they will have to deal with an unhealed version of you that they don't fucking deserve to have to deal with, y'all. Okay? It's not fucking fair. Okay? That's another reason why I haven't moved on to anybody. Right? But, the process of healing and moving on is about you and your fucking therapist and God. That's who that process involves. And if somebody just so happens to come along in the process, okay, cute, but the focus still needs to be you and your healing journey and God and therapy, okay? Because you want to give the good person a healthy version of yourself. I don't think the person that's good for you should deserve to have to, just, I don't know, but everybody got their own fucking beliefs and shit. But I feel like a good person should be able to walk in on some good shit. Not some cleaner up or fixer up type shit. Like the maid come in after the party is over trying to clean up all the beer bottles and shit. I wouldn't want to put a good person through that, because then you would traumatize them. You would tire them the fuck out. They would be exhausted and then not want shit to do with you. Then fucking what, right? So if you came out of something toxic, traumatic, please get yourself in therapy. Work on yourself. Work on your mindset. Work on your attitude. Work on your behavior. Work on all of that shit so you can attract not only better to you, but also be able to pour into this good person as well. Because it's not fun to attract a good person and you're drowning in fucking emotional baggage and they're the only one doing the cleaning up in a relationship. They're fixing you up, cleaning you up, while they have worked through their shit. It's not fair, y'all. It's not balanced. They're gonna get emotionally fucking burnt the fuck out trying to deal with you. So get yourself in therapy. It's you against you, okay? Heal yourself. Pray for God to heal you. And then try to get into another relationship, okay? It's a process, okay? And the process starts and ends with who you are.